Welcome to the fourth episode or the fourth part of this course. Alright, so this one is simply about my entry and my exit. Alright, it's simply about my entry and my exit. So I'm just going to break it down for you. Alright, so what do I use as my entry? I don't use order block as my entry, I use areas. So what is areas? Through measure. So let me show you guys an example. This is a breakdown of what I'm just trying to tell you guys. So this is the example. SMC, ICT, demand and supply traders, they make use of order block, which is OB. Alright. But this in this scenario or in this one, I make use of areas. Now, how do I get my areas? I get my areas mainly through measure. So this is it. Let's say this is my setup. Price give me a retest and close above. Alright, then take out this low. So how am I going to do it? So SMC, ICT traders, they are going to make use of order block around this place. Alright. So they'll make use of order block around this place. But what am I going to do? I'm going to measure my area as usual. So I don't use OB, I use areas. So this is it. I'll take this gang block to here. Then I'll measure from the low to the high. So these are the areas I'm going to use, which means the order block will automatically be mapped out for me. So I just need to choose the one I'm going to use. Alright, so I'll either use this one as another block or use this one as another block. Alright, so that's simply how I mark out my areas, or I'll use the last one. But note that I don't use all of them in one trade. Alright, some setup I use one, some setup I use two, based on how it is. So what determines the kind of order block or the kind of areas that I'm going to use is simply the retest. Alright, so for this to be clear, let me just take off these areas. So it's simply the retest of this place. This will help me decide if I'm going to use the first one, the second one, or the third one. Alright, so if the retest close below the 25%, so you see price retested it, but it did not come to the 25%. So I'm going to be using this first areas as my point of interest to buy from. Alright, so that is simply what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for price to come to this level and buy. But I don't just buy once price tap it. I buy at the 50% level or wait for price at the 50% level. Then I enter the trade. But if price comes to this 50% level, then close above. So what I'll be waiting for, I'll wait for price to come to 50% of the 50% of the 0.5 level, or wait for price to come to 50% of the 0.75 level. Alright, so that's simply how I enter the trade. Simply means the retest determine where I'm going to take the trade from. So, like I said, let me come again. If the retest did not come to the 25% level, like what I mean is simply did not come to the 50%, or it did not touch the 25% level in any way, you just touch this high and close above. It means that I'm going to be entering from the 50% of the 0.25 level. Alright, so this is the areas. Means I'm going to be entering from 50% of these areas. But if the retest come to this 25% level where I'm supposed to take the trade from, I'm going to take the trade from the 0.5 50% level, which means as price close above here, then came back down. So the 50% level plus 0.5 is what I'll be using. If this doesn't work out, I'm going to be using the 50% level of the 0.75. But in most cases, price does not just violate it every time. So I would say 50% of the time or 60% of the time, price will definitely buy from the first level before going to the second level. So this is for the buy position when it comes to buying. This include the buys for a reversal or the buy for continuation. Alright, so now let me show you guys the entry for the bearish markets. All right, so I'm not going to delete this. All right, let's say price drops, then give a pullback, drops again, give another pullback. So this pullback retests this level. All right, then close. All right, so what am I going to do? I'm going to mark up my areas. So how do I mark up my areas? Take this gang block 2, then mark from this low to this high. Like I said, if price retests this level, without come to the 25% level, means I'm going to be taking my first trade at the 50% of this 0.25 level. Alright, but if the retest come to touch the 50% of the 0.25 level, I'm going to be taking my entry from the 50% of the 0.5 level, alright, or areas. So if price comes back down, like come to this 50% level, that's when I'm going to be taking my first trade. But if price did not respect this one, it's going to sell from the 50% level of the 0.75 areas. So price will sell. Alright, so I don't make use of order block, I make use of areas. So if you don't understand it, you can repair this video again. So the OB that SMC traders use is what I see as areas. Alright, so what determines where I'm going to take the trade after marking out this area is simply the retest. Alright, so I'll come again. If price just touch this place without coming to the 0.25 level, alright, I'm going to be taking my entry from this first 0.25 level from the 50%. But if price touch the 50% or more, alright, I'm going to be taking my entry from the 50 level of the 0.5% or from 50% level of the 0.75. Alright, so that's simply where I enter for the trade, which is my entry. Alright, so this is simply for the sell position and also for the reversal sell. Put this in mind that the retest determines where you are going to enter for the trade. We are just two type of retest. If the retest does not come to the 25% level, we are simply going to be taking our entry from the 0.25% level at the 50%, which is the areas. Alright, but if you come, we are going to be taking our entry from the 50% areas of 0.5. But if it not respect that, we're going to be taking our entry from the 0.75. Alright, so that is simply for the entry. If you want to trade a volatile pair, alright, this is simply how you do it. But non-volatile pair, alright, this is not how you do it. There's another one how you do it. So this is simply how it is, right? When you're trading non-volatile pair, you will ignore the 0.25% level, right? Ignore the 0.25% level. Use the same retest, alright? Ignore the 0. Instead of you to take your entry from the 0.25% level on non-volatile pair, you take your entry from the 0.5 level, alright? Or you take your entry from the 0.75% level. If there's anything you didn't understand here, just comment it down below and I'm going to be reaching out to you if I can make another video to explain this better. Alright, so that's simply how I mark out my entry and that's where I take my entry from. Alright, so the next thing we are going to do here is to show you my exit. If I enter the trade, where am I going to close? Am I going to close the trade? So that's important. I'm going to show it to you guys. So that is simply what I'm going to show to you guys. Just know if SMC identity trader or demand and supply traders are saying OB, just know I see it as areas. Alright, so now let me show you guys how I enter the trade and how I exit the trade. So note, so you all note that when market is bullish, like clearly bullish like this, what I want to say is simply price close below this, then create another breakout structure, then close above. So this is my valid BOS. So here is going to be my key level. So if you don't understand it, I measured it several times in my videos. So just go watch this playlist. So this playlist include our trade my strategy, alright? So just go watch all of this playlist. So I'll mark out this low. Then every other pullback here, I'll mark it. Alright, so that's it. So what am I going to do next? I'm going to look for my setup. I'm going to enter the setup and I'm going to show you guys how I enter the setup and how I exit the setup. So let me make this more realistic. I'll see a pullback, then price close above. Alright, so this is simply what I want to see when I'm looking for reversal. So As price has break this uh key level right here, so what am I going to be doing next? I'm looking for opportunity to sell. Why? Because there are pullbacks here that price need to take the liquidity from, which means some traders are looking to buy from here. All right, so we need to take that liquidity before price move higher. All right, so that's simply where I'll be targeting. So once price break it, so what's the next thing to do is to look for my setup. So if you don't know my setup, you check the recent videos, you see that I explained everything about my setup there. So this is simply how my setup looks like. First of all, I want to see a trend continuation. Give another pullback, close above. This could be, I don't know as long, but what I want to say is a change of character or MSS. Then what's the next thing? The retest. So the retest determines where we are going to take our entry from. All right, so price retest it and close below. So what next? We're expecting for price to come back. So now I've seen this, that first of all, I've seen my A plus setup. Second, I've marked my key levels. Third, price has break it, so it's valid. All right, so I'm looking for entry. So if you don't know my setup, just check the recent video. You see my A plus setup, which I have 70 to 80% win rate. All right, so this is it, that price has broken it. So now I'm looking for my setup. So my setup has finally manifested here. Now the next thing to do is to simply look for my entry. All right, so where's my entry? This is it. This is a break of structure to the downside, and price tested it successfully. All right, so there's the retest. All right, so price has finally retested the level. Now what I want to do is simply mark my areas. All right, a lot of people will be looking for other blocks, so now let me look for the areas. So I'll take the gang block 2 again, then take measure from this eye to this place that price broke. So as you can see, let me indicate this. As you can see, price did not come to the 25% level. Alright, so our entry is going to be at the 50% of the 25% level, which is going to give us a very tight stop loss. Alright, so this is it. So I can delete this now because I'm getting my entry. So I'll simply wait for price to come back down. Then what's going to be my entry? I'm going to enter the trade from here. So after entry, so what's next is simply exit. All right, after entry is exit. So where am I going to exit this trade? I'm going to exit the trade on the last pullback price made before breaking the high. So where's the last pullback? This is the last pullback. This is where I'm going to exit the trade from, because that's the liquidity we are going to hunt. Because price will not just go to a direction without looking for liquidity. Alright, so this is the liquidity that we're coming to hunt, and that is where I'm going to close my trade or exit the market or exit this particular trade. So how do I know the last pullback? You see this trend, this little trend that price form here, or the market form here before breaking this place. This little trend is what I'm talking about. So the last pullback is what I'm going to use. So where is the last pullback? This is simply the last pullback. So I'm going to sell from this level, having a tight stop loss, then sell to this place. So this is simply how I enter the trade. So I'm going to target there. Then majority of the time price will definitely hit my TP. So my TP will be ace and I'll be happy. Alright. But this is simply the thing, the kind of mistake that people will likely make. When are you going to be looking for a reversal? Alright, this is when you're going to be looking for a reversal. Let me show you guys when you're going to be looking for a reversal. When price gave you this break of structure, take out this low and form this structure and break above. When you're going to be looking for a reversal, if price give you another break, this is a break. If price give you another break before this, before you break the high, alright. But if price does not give you any break before you break the high, you're not going to look for a reversal. You're going to look for continuation. Right, so that's simply when you're going to look for a reversal, when you're not going to look for a reversal. Alright, so if you have any issues, just drop a comment. I'm going to reply to you. Alright, so this is simply the setup that I look, and this is how I trade. This is my exit. Alright, so once price comes to this level again, same thing, is a key level. I'm going to be looking for opportunity to sell or to buy. So let's say price give me another entry, give me a retest, then I take my gang bot to I took my gangbot to mark the level, saw the retest, and price gave me my entry. Let's assume the price gave my entry here. So simply wait for price to come tap. Simply wait for price to come tap my entry. So if this is a sell position or continuation, what I'm going to be targeting is not this other key level. I'm going to be targeting this high. It's not this key level. I'm going to be targeting this low right here, which means if I enter the trade, I'm going to be closing at this place. Which means if I enter the trade, I'm going to be closing the trade at this place. Alright, so that's simply when I'll be closing the trade. So this is for a bullish break of structure. So let me show you the one for a bearish break of structure, right? So let's open to the next. Our bearish. Then price take out this low. Then come to break this place. So here's going to be our key level, right? So mark it as our key level. Then where's going to be our key level again? Here's going to be our key level. Alright, so what are we looking for? We're looking for the break. Definitely price has broken past it. Right, so the same thing. What we're looking for next is a setup, our A plus setup. So we're looking for a reversal. We're going to look for our setup. Alright, so this is our setup. A little trend continuation, then a market structure shift or a change of character, then a retest, then price close above. So what we're going to do next is simply marking the areas. So we'll take our gangbot 2, then mark from the low to the high. Then if you check well, you see price just tap on the 0. Price just retest the high without tapping on the 0.5 level. Means we are going to be taking our entry from the 0.5 level, half of the 0.5 level. Alright, going to be taking our entry from the half of the 0.5 level. Then price will come to our entry. Then simple, take the trade. So where's going to be our target? Like I said, the last pullback that price made. So there's going to be our target. So where is here now? Here's our entry. Here's our entry. And here's our exit. There's going to be our exit. So why? Because here is also a key level. Alright, so here's going to be our exit. Here's going to be our entry. So you know that in this video I focus more on the entry and the exit. Alright, so if you don't know how I analyze come about these structures and everything, what to do, why is that key level, just go to my previous video. Just go to the first video, second, just start watching all the playlists. You'll understand why we are taking the trade like this. Alright, so this is simply the entry. So I'm going to start my position from here. I'm going to buy from here and target here. Alright, so this kind of setup, alright, so this type of setup normally give me high risk to reward, 1:12, 1:13, 1:14, 1:20. Alright, so everything I'm going to be back testing it, you'll be seeing everything. Alright, this is simply the entry for a bearish break of structure, marking the key levels and the entry and everything. Alright, note that this is also a key level. So once price come here, same thing, I might look for a continuation. Alright, look for a continuation or a reversal. The difference is simply you're not going to be targeting the next key level. Alright, let's say price give a retest, close above, give you a valid retest, come to your entry. Where you're going to be targeting is that high. Right, the only way you're going to be targeting a key level is when price give you this massive structure and give you a key level. Alright, so that is simply how I start my entry and my exit. Alright, so if you have any other question, you can ask, and you can also practice, share this to your friends and to any other people you think are struggling to get the strategy in the forex market. Alright, so I'll see you in the next episode. So please subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell notification. See you guys next time.